Hey guys, welcome to another I Want to Learn Guitar tutorial. Today we're going to start talking a little bit about fingerpicking. So a lot of you guys have voiced your opinions that you're kind of ready to move on from the basic strumming and you're looking forward to learning some fingerpicking. Just want to say that that's awesome, that's good, but when you get to fingerpicking, don't be discouraged. It takes a while to get used to, but once you do, oh man, it's great. You can learn a lot of songs pretty quickly, but you need to have the patience and the time put in to be able to do it. And so we're going to start off with some simple songs that can start practicing your fingerpicking techniques before we go into some of the more crazier songs, I guess. The first thing to note is you should get comfortable with having your fingers on strings and knowing what string your fingers are touching, right? So I think one thing that's helped me a lot is finding songs where I have to actually slap the guitar. And when I slap the guitar, you'll notice my hand is still with my fingers closed. And in fact, my fingers end up exactly underneath, at least from your perspective, underneath the strings that I want to pluck. So let's say I want to pluck a C chord. Notice every time I slap the guitar, my fingers are already in place for me to pluck. That doesn't just mean plucking the full chord, it means, plucking individual strings as well. So before we move on, I need you to practice slapping the strings with your fingers going exactly to the strings that you want to be plucking, and then 2, when you pluck the strings, getting a nice even spacing or even timing between each string that you pluck. So I think a good practice here would be something that mixes between the two. So I'm trying to think, like a song that I might do is something like We Are Young by Fun. You'd have a little bit of plucking, a little bit of slapping the guitar, and it kind of works out together. This is the standard pattern that I do for We Are Young. So you want to be able to get used to this. And so for now, we'll just go over the verse for We Are Young. The chords that you need are C, E minor, A minor, D minor, which is new. In this case, it's like a regular D, but then you take your first string and slide it back one. And there's actually a little chord progression here where you slide your 4th finger progressively back 1 fret, and then you kind of do this bar with your index finger to slide back 1 more fret. So there's a D minor, next progression, next progression, and then an F, and a G. Alright, and then again this pattern. The only deviation from this pattern is in the beginning, where I do a plug, and I do a slap, plug, slap, plug, 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 slap. Okay, you'll hear it when I actually go through the verse, which I'll do right now. And the chord progression should be up here, and this is what it sounds like. Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom, getting higher than the Empire State. My love, she is waiting for me just across across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar, and I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, I'm trying hard to take it back. And then you get to the pre-chorus, right? So there's a couple things to note here. The first part of the verse, I'm plucking and slapping the same exact strings, and that's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th string. That's for the C, E minor, and A minor, right? So okay, after here I switch to the D minor, so I shift all of my fingers down some strings. So now it's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string that I'm slapping and plucking. Okay, now that I progress down to this F bar chord, which you can also do this reach around for if you want. I have my thumb on the 6th string, and then I skip one string, and then my fingers are back on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. F and the G, and then I go back to the C again. So all it is between the G and the C is moving my thumb down one string. As for the pattern, I'm going to slow it down so you can listen and practice along, and this is what it sounds like. So you'll notice after some slaps, I'll pluck, but it'll be right before I strum the bass note, and so then I'm only plucking with these three fingers. So anytime you hear a slap, pluck immediately afterwards, it's because I'm plucking with these three fingers and then I'm plucking with my thumb. So at the very beginning, we go full set of strings, slap, so, and this one is a full pluck. So that over there is slap, half pluck, or I guess 3/4 pluck, and then another full set of strings, so it goes. So really the most that you deviate from the standard pattern is in the first half of the verse. The second half, everything from the D minor and onward is just the standard pluck, slap, and then simultaneous plucking. So really it's only the first half of the verse that you want to be focusing on in terms of how things deviate from that pattern. That portion. Since we're going to try and break this down into bite-sized chunks, that's going to be it for this finger picking lesson. You need to be comfortable with the strings. The purpose of this is not to learn the song, but it's to learn or get used to at least introductory finger picking. This really, what you want to focus on is getting a nice clear sound from the strings that you're plucking and being able to sort of reset your fingers back to where they need to be in order to pluck the strings again. Before you can really move on to do anything else with finger picking, you need to be comfortable enough with the strings and plucking them in order to do anything else. So that's all this exercise is. Keep practicing it over and over again, and once you get used to switching between different strings, slapping the guitar, and being able to immediately pick those strings again, once that's all familiar, then we can move on. So that's it. Good luck, practice hard, I believe in you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.